Earlier, I used to feel that material wealth is the only asset one can ever have. But until recently, I have realized that time is one of the important assets someone can ever have. If you know, there are people in this world who are very sensitive about how they spend their time. They get sometimes anxious whenever they see that they are wasting their time or they are not spending their time in an effective way. And these people are called as Timist. Consider this, you're born into this world with lot amount of time is allocated to you, which is in terms of millions of seconds or thousands of minutes or hours, and majority of your time gets wasted. The reason I say wasted because it is getting spent without you actually realizing it. That is the reason it is being wasted. In our life, the major motivation is survival. Whatever we do and whatever we are doing right now, whether it is earning money or having family or having kids, it's just for survival and preservation of our species. But apart from doing this thing, the essential thing in our life is having an experience. Whenever you say that you lived your life, but how lively lived your life? Can you define that? Yes, we can define that in terms of experiences. Experiences are the stories which we create for ourselves, and we face those stories time to time to tell others and to tell ourselves. Experiences are the action which you do for the first time, which you are witnessing for the first time, or which you witness time to time, but it has a different flavor. And I personally feel that we should always invest our time. I'm not saying that we should spend our time, but we should invest our time to witness those experiences, to create those memories, apart from what we do for our survival. Right now, we experience the time crunch or time crisis, and the thing is, we are doing a lot of activities or we are overwhelmed with our schedule, and we don't have time because we are poor in prioritizing those activities. And sometimes we are not even aware how to spend our time consciously or how to invest our time consciously. And that is the reason I thought to make a video so that I can share my perspective about how I spend my time doing certain activities. And these are not a typical method, but these are just my perspective. I try to incorporate these. It is sometimes difficult, but whenever I try to implement this successfully, I really feel that I have a fulfilled day. First idea about using your time is trade your time to do some meaningful activity or some valuable activity which will buy you or which will make you earn more time. Now, what does that mean? So, you will spend your time doing some kind of activity, whether that activity is primary your job or your business, or as an artist, you must be doing some creative work, and you have to do it with the focus. And once you trade that product which you create or that service which you give, and you get a certain amount of money. Now you have that certain amount of money, you fulfill your survival need, and you save the rest of the money, and that money you can use to buy some more experiences or buy some more time. How you buy some more time? By delegating your task for other people. Now you can do your work or you can do your chores, but whenever you delegate this task to some other people by trading your money, you buy more time for yourself, and that time you can invest pursuing your hobby or pursuing into the activities which you really wanted to do, but you cannot afford to do those activities because you are always occupied with something. So long story short, do some meaningful work which will make you earn some money or make you earn some time in terms of, if you automate your process you will get more time. So you do some activity which is more valuable and which will give you value in terms of time or money, which you can spend buying more experience. Second idea is experience is God. I always spend my time or utilize my time doing things to buy more experiences. When I say experience, it could be anything. It will involve lot amount of money. It will involve lot amount of time. But I always have experiences which I never have before. Now, why I do that? Because I feel whenever you do this kind of activities which you are not aware of, it helps you to widen your perspective about world or your worldview. Now, there are certain experiences which involves less amount of money or less amount of time, like taking hike to a nearest place which is not discovered by you. But when you do that, you have that kind of fulfillment. Trying new cuisines is one of the way to have an experience. Like you try to go out and eat certain things and you like tasty food, which is totally fine. But whenever you try some new cuisine in a new place, then you feel that there are people who don't eat the same kind of food you eat, and they have some variation, and there could be a reason to that kind of variation. And you learn more about things, you learn more about the world, and that is why I feel that experience is God. It gives you more than meets your eye. Whenever you're spending your time, spend in such way that it will require minimal maintenance on the activities on which you are spending time. What I mean by that is, if you are spending a time in some process, do it with dedication or focus so that you don't have to spend more time on maintenance. A best example I have about me is fitness. So I have a sweet tooth. I actually had a sweet tooth, but right now I don't crave much for sweet. But sometimes I set myself loose for certain comfort food. And the problem with this is I have to spend more time in gym. And since I have limited time which I can use in a different activities, and it is not advisable to spend your whole life into the gym, like working out and eating whatever you want. So I feel that if you do certain things with dedication, which will give you lasting effect and which don't require much of your time for maintenance of that certain activity or process. You don't have to be very serious about being timist. Like sometimes we have to set ourselves loose because the world is not perfect. Like everyone can't be perfect. Even you can't be perfect. We can try for perfection, but it is not guaranteed that we will reach to a perfection. So no matter what, how hard you try to manage your time and do certain thing by yourself, following your schedule, but there will be a circumstances where you have to face a difficulty and people are not meeting schedules, things are not happening according to you, and at that time it is all right to get frustrated, it's all right to get irritated, but don't be too serious about that. Like you can set yourself loose, you can reprioritize your time and you can invest it into some other activity, you can adjust your priorities and you can just relax about it. So that is how my perspective about time, and which is more about experiences, but I feel sometimes we should be timist or time conserved.